I am Blasé Vanguard, and this is my OMG TV interview. All right, Blasé Vanguard, I am a Caribbean electronic music producer, and I am a DJ. I have DJed in London, all over London, and Port of Spain as well. Okay, so the past 5 years I've spent in between London and Trinidad, because I was up there doing my master's and my bachelor's degree. So recently in January, end of January, I released a EP, a double A-side. It's called Stress Darling, and it's on More Time Records in London. So I'm very much connected to the electronic music entertainment scene in Trinidad and Tobago, especially Backyard and CDM. So my first DJ, my debut in Trinidad was in 2015 at the Big Black Box in Murray Street in Woodbrook, and I DJ'd at Backyard that is run by Kafra Rudder. So it's run by Kafra Rudder, and it was very well received, and from that I started working with Three Canal because I met Wendell Man Warren, and he looked at me and he was like, "You just build beats?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Come in the studio next week." And that's exactly what happened. So we worked on a few things. For one, Mailing's Night Woman presentation at Big Black Box. That was in 2016. And in 2017, I produced the single for Juve called Dirty Angels, and it commemorated the 20th anniversary since their very first breakout single called Blue. So I produced that track alongside Keshav from Just Now, which is a electronic duo between Trinidad and England. So my EP Stress Darling is released on More Time Records, which is run by one half of Just Now, the England half of Just Now, who is known as Snow. He's a very talented DJ and producer who collaborates with Keshav very regularly, and they've produced a lot of your favorite soca hits. For example, Trucking the Road by Bunji Garlin, and Turn Up, of course, Big Bad Soca, Junction by Masha Montano, and plenty others. I went to primary school in Belmont in Port of Spain, Seventh-day Adventist Primary School, and then I went to secondary school at Queen's Royal College. After that, I went to England to do my bachelor's degree at the University of East London, and then I did my master's degree at Goldsmiths University. All right, the way I got into music was through my mom, first of all, because she put me in piano lessons at 6 years old. And as time went by, I began to enjoy it more when I was able to create my own music. So that's what...
At what age that started?
I really started producing music, like making beats. I started doing that at 16. But I got more involved in just the creative process in music. That's what I really loved the most. So around Form 5 up until Upper 6 in QRC, I was working with a bunch of talented musicians just from school, and we had our own carnival band for the carnival show every year that we would do alongside our sister school, St. Francois Girls. And that was a really, great time where I could really express myself creatively and collaborate with a lot of talented musicians, a lot of whom are still active to this day. The biggest lesson I learned in music, or the music industry, one, is not to take anything too personally. It's very important to be tough and to be able to adapt quickly, because it's all kind of players, all kind of different personalities, and you have to be able to navigate all of that as a professional and as a creative. So a recent project that I was able to contribute to was run by this London female-run music label called Femme Culture, and they did a compilation for Women's Day in collaboration with He for She and UN Women. The release was for charity, and they came to me asking me to create a piece of music that would fit the compilation, and I did something. I created a piece of music called Mama, and it was inspired by my mother and Caribbean mothers all around the world, and I'm very proud of it. So you should check that out, definitely. So this EP with, my EP with More Time Records is my debut release. It's my very first one. The first of, many to come, of course. But I'm especially proud of this because I feel like in the music I've been able to find a balance between my Trini roots and my UK influences, and I put that all in a sound that represents me in a way that I'm absolutely proud of and that I'd like to continue exploring and just keep expressing in that direction, because it feels like me and it feels like something that nobody else could do, and I think that's a very powerful thing to tap into. Okay, my OMG moment was August last year, so it's quite recent. I did an Afrobeats party in London, South London. It was this venue called the Clapham Grand, and it was about 600-700 people. The event was just going really well. Good interaction with the crowd. I was like on the mic, getting the crowd to sing along, and I just hearing them loudly. I like that exchange of energy. I like to be able to connect with so many people. But what really stood out to me for that night is my dad was backstage, and that was the very first event that I took him to in London, and that was a really proud moment for me. Thank you everybody for watching my OMG interview. You can find me on all social media at BLAHZAYVANGUARD. That's Blasé Vanguard, not Blaze. Peace.